everyone, welcome to Digit, and here we have with us Sony's latest large screen smartphone, the Sony Xperia XA Ultra. It is a 6-inch smartphone that is powered by the MediaTek Helio P10 processor along with 3 GB of RAM and 16 GB of internal storage. So this is going to be one of the smartphones in Sony's present X lineup that is coming to India. It was launched just a while back today, and the Sony has not announced the pricing and the availability dates for the XA Ultra, but it is going to be coming to India soon. And one of the reasons for Sony not announcing is that they are still working on optimizing the smartphone's firmware to its full potential. So we'll be hoping that Sony brings out this smartphone soon. Anyway, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown through it. Apart from the display, what Sony would want you to look at, apart from the design and the display, is its front camera. So I'll just quickly show you what its front camera stands for. So the front camera of the Sony Xperia XA is a 16 megapixel XMOR RS sensor, and it's got optical image stabilization, and it's got object locking, and it is, as Sony says, it's one of the better front cameras that you would get around, and for good reason, since I was trying to take a couple of selfies, and I'll quickly show you how they look like. So this is one photograph that I suddenly clicked of myself with the front camera, and as much as I could see, there is a reasonably good amount of details. This was clicked with the face softening mode on, so as you can see, they've got a reasonably good amount of details, and whether you would need optical image stabilization on your front camera or not is a question for our further analysis and review. But upon first impressions, yes, this smartphone is one of the devices that is bringing something new to the table, and Sony is really focusing on the front facing camera with this one. As you can see, it has an LED flash as well. So OIS, a 16 megapixel XMOR RS sensor that Sony usually uses in its primary camera, and a front facing flash, and XMOR RS is anyway supposed to give you better low light performance. All of this gives the Xperia XA Ultra a very compact and sound front camera as far as specifications go, and even on first impressions they seem pretty good. The rest of the smartphone is reasonably decent, and for a 6-inch smartphone, as you can see, I can still hold it. I've been using Nexus 6P for a while, and we'll show you how the Nexus 6P is only just slightly smaller than this device. So the Xperia XA Ultra, another thing is its very slim bezels that it also shares with the Sony Xperia XA, which is the smaller version of the smartphone, and that makes the phone really good looking, and it actually is one of those devices that can stand out in the middle of a crowd. So that, I think, is a really good thing that Sony has done, and let's just hope that the firmware turns out to be very good. Sony has kept the bezels. In fact, if you can see, the bezels are less than 2 millimeters. That's what they said about the XA Ultra, and this one actually blends into its side metal railings, which gives it a very premium and plush form factor. It's good to hold, it's good to feel, but for anyone who loves a compact device, this is definitely not the one. Sony, in fact, is targeting this to fans of entertainment consumption and video consumption. So if you are one that is looking for such a smartphone, a big screen smartphone with a very good display, because this display seems pretty crisp and bright, and it's got very good contrast and sharpness levels. So on first impressions, yes, the Sony Xperia XA Ultra does have a good display, and it delivers on the promise that it made with the front camera. So that is one good factor. The rest of the specifications about how it would perform and all, till now it seemed pretty snappy, but we are yet to load anything on it for that matter. This is a very brief first impressions. So stay tuned for more, and stay tuned for a review of the Sony Xperia XA Ultra to know more.